Hey everyone, this will probably be the last video for today. I'm bringing you the battle entry set. This was part of the initial release, I believe, for Wave 2 for Beyblade X for Takara Tomy. Initially the original price I believe was either 110 or 120 USD, but I got it for I think $98 after tax and shipping. So let's flip over the box and we'll take a look to see what's inside the contents. So we do get another stadium. This is the original coloring, as you can tell, for what the Hasbro stadium went off of. Then we do get drawn sword in its red color. We get a red flat, a red 360. Then we get this awesome blue wizard arrow in its blue coloring, blue and white for the blade. We get two colored launchers, and yeah, and then the rest of the box is just telling you how it works. So with that being said, let's flip it back over and get ready to unbox this bad boy. Alright, and now I got it out of the box and we got the plastic off of everything. So when you buy these stadium sets, for all who don't know, the stadium originally comes like this. You have to kind of flip the shroud around and attach these little lock pins in. And then you take the bays out of the plastic, and same thing as like buying a booster pack or anything like that. So we'll go ahead and put this on real quick. And that way you guys get to see how painstaking some of these are. Sometimes they're easy, sometimes they're a little bit of a pain. There's 1, 2, 3, and the last one's back here, which it's always that last one too. That last one's always a pain. And there's 4. So I like to keep these little boxes that they come in just for transportation purposes, and it helps kind of keep everything flush so the stadium tends to not move around as much. We also get straightened ripcords whenever you buy these stadium sets, which is really nice because you don't have to go through and wait for the process to unwind it. And look at that. Yep, and this one is for the the drawn sword, and this one is for the wizard arrow. Sorry, I've been doing so much Hasbro stuff lately that I've got the localizations wrong. Yeah, so here we go. Now then, here is the part we've all been waiting for. But before we get to that, I'm going to take some stuff out of the stadium here real quick. So like I said earlier, this is the original color scheme that Hasbro went with for their stadium. So if you look, here's Hasbro's, here's the battle entry set. Kind of interesting that they went with that and not the original coloring or even the clear. It would be nice if we got a clear Hasbro stadium. I would not complain in the slightest. Before we continue on, there's one thing I want to do real quick because we will be using it, the launchers that come with the stadium set. We are going to be using this launcher link. If you do decide you want one of these, I do have an affiliation with Noozle 3D. I have done a video with them, and that video contains the discount link for the launcher link, like a discount code to be able to use for like just products in general through their website. So yeah, basically the ripcord launcher link works like this, and you snap these this bar into place behind the ripcords, and you link the launchers for a standard launcher. And I always use the ripcord one, but today I think we're going to use these bad boys. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get into the Beyblades real quick. Alright everyone, so now we have the Beyblades close up zoom in, and let's take a look at them. So we have drawn sword. Very nice, very, very nice. I like this coloring for drawn sword. Just very ominous. Yep, we get a sparkly black, a clear red for the bit chip, and then it's got the bit chip protector, and then the motif is in this red and orange screen. Just very cool looking. gives me Dark Wolf vibes from Metal Fight. Then we have this red jewel ratchet. It's 360. Not much to go over, 3 sides. We have low flat in this red coloring. And yeah, fun fact, if you have Phoenix Feather, these are the 2 pieces you want to use for Phoenix Feather. So yeah, definitely either get this set, or if you want to go out and try and find the set that has this sword drawn in it, well, drawn sword in it for Hasbro, you could definitely do that too. Now moving on to Wizard Arrow. We get it in this blue, sorry, my camera's not wanting to focus. There we go. Blue and sparkle white color scheme. This is actually really nice. I like this a lot. This is one of the main reasons why I wanted this set. Also because I'm trying to get all the wizard arrows. Yeah, and the white is this translucent white with this sparkle stuff inside of it, glitter. Yeah, definitely very cool. We have a blue 480, 4-sided ratchet, 80 millimeters in height. And then we have a ball bit in this blue coloring as well. Yeah, not much else to go over. Let's go ahead and get them on the scale and we'll get ready to do some test spins and some battles. Alright guys, so I have the scale. We're gonna power it on real quick and boom, there we go. Alright, first things first, drawn sword is 34.6 grams, very nice. Then we have our 360, which is coming in at 6.3 grams. Last but not least, our flat bit, 2.2 grams. Now moving over to our Wizard Arrow, 31.7 grams. 480, 7.1 grams. And last but not least, our ball bit, 2.1 grams. We'll go ahead and do total weights right now. Let me put these bays together. And whenever you put a 3-sided ratchet on a 3-sided blade, you want to kind of use this orientation. It hides the ratchet a little bit versus putting it like where that gap is. Alright, drawn sword, 43.1 grams. Arrow Wizard, 40.7 grams. Not too bad, they're actually not that far off in weight. Alright, I'm going to power down the scale and we're going to go ahead and get ready to do some test spins and some battles. Alright, and we are back, the stadium's set up and we are ready to go. Yeah, it's definitely a nice stadium, that's for sure. Let's get right into it. First things first, we will go ahead and use Wizard Arrow to start our test spin off with. 3, 2, 1. It's been a while since we've seen just a basic set like this. Beyblades are getting more complicated again with more parts, so it was nice to start this video. I do have Hasbro CX bays that we will get into. I just have other content we will do first before we get into those blades. So yeah, this is basically, everybody knows that's how Wizard Arrow works. And now we're gonna do drawn sword. And there we go, we have drawn sword. Alright, starting things off, let's go ahead and get everything on the launcher. And 3, 2, 1. And Arrow Wizard getting, Wizard Arrow, my bad. Wizard Arrow getting an over finish. Very nice. Getting the bays set back up. 3, 2, 1. Oh, ratchet, bit release. Can we get Wizard Arrow off the bit? And we do! We are tied 2-2. Very nice. 2 points to 2 points. Drawn sword. Well, yeah, drawn sword gets 2 points. Arrow Wizard has 6 points. 3, 2, 1. This might be a spin finish for Wizard Arrow. Yep, we get a spin finish for Wizard Arrow. 3, 2, 1. And another violent spin finish for Wizard Arrow. Wizard Arrow does win, but because we've got only 2 minutes of gameplay here, we're gonna do some more battles between the two. 3, 2, 1. Very nice. All right, so real quickly, I'm gonna go grab some more bays and then we will be right back. All right, everybody, now that I'm back, these are the bays we are going to be using. We have our Shadow Shinobi with 180 metal needle. Then we have our Leon Claw with 560 point. And then we have Phoenix Wing with 960 gear flat. I just figured these bays would be good to use for this video. Plus, I don't really have, my collection for Takara Tomy is a little behind, so yeah, that's basically how we're going to do this video. Alright, we're going to start things off with Drawn Sword and Shinobi Shadow. 3, 2, 1. And we do get a burst finish for Drawn Sword. Alright. 3, 2, 1. We're gonna get a spin finish for Shinobi Shadow. And Shinobi Shadow gets an over finish. Alright. Shinobi Shadow taking the lead. 3, 2, 1. Oh, comes back from the extreme finish pocket. And Shinobi Shadow beats Drawn Sword. Alright, now we're gonna go to Phoenix Wing. 3, 2, 1. Spin finish for Drawn Sword. Spin finish for Phoenix Wing. And an extreme finish for Phoenix Wing. Phoenix Wing beats out Drawn Sword. Now we're moving on to Leon Claw. 3, 2, 1. Leon Claw getting a spin finish. A little bit of a reverse spin there. Spin finish for Leon Claw. 3, 2, 1. Ooh. And it looks like Drawn Sword gets its first spin finish. And this will be another spin finish for Leon Claw. Fix that stadium there real quick. 3, 2, 1. We are at 2 to 3. 3, 2, 1. Oh, and we get 4 points. Drawn Sword finally gets a win. Nice. 2 wins, 1 loss. Well, 2 wins, 3 losses. All right, now we're moving on to Arrow Wizard. Yeah, we'll start things off with 3, 2, 1. Nice. Arrow Wizard stands its ground and gets 2 points with an over finish. 3, 2, 1. keeping it from using that extreme line right there. Very nice tactic. And Arrow Wizard. Wizard Arrow gets another point. That's 3. 3, 2, 1. Oh! Now we have 2 points for Leon Claw. 2 to 3. 3, 2, 1. Arrow Wizard doing what it should, keeping Leon Claw from using that extreme line. And Arrow Wizard getting a spin finish. Very nice. Alright. 3, 2, 1. I think Wizard Arrow did win that last match. So we will move on to Phoenix Wing after this. Yeah, it wins anyways. Alright, another spin finish. That is actually 5 to 2. So now we are moving on to Phoenix Wing. 3, 2, 1. Evading all of them good hits. Very nice. That was a good round. Alright, 1 point. Wizard Arrow. 3, 2, 1. Oh, and they traded spots. So Phoenix Wing gets 2 points. 2 to 1. 3, 2, 1. And 2 to 2. 3, 2, 1. Nice. And that is, yeah, that's 4 points. Arrow Wizard wins. Wizard Arrow wins. Now we're moving on to Shadow Shinobi. Shinobi Shadow. 3, 2, 1. Definitely a slower paced match here. Arrow Wizard. Wizard Arrow getting 1 point. And another point. We are at 2 to 0. 3, 2, 1. All right. That's 3 points. 3, 2, 1. And we do get 5 points. Very nice. So to wrap this up, let's go over it. So with the stadium set, it is now a little less than $100. I think you can buy it on Amazon for like $98. And if you go through Bays and Bricks, I think it's about $98 as well. So I think you should go out and buy this. If you don't have a Takara Tomy Stadium, or you're just starting out with Beyblade X, these stadium sets are a good way to go because you get 2 launchers, 2 bays, and the actual stadium. Now, this one in particular, I would say no. At this point in the game, pass on this. This is just a collection piece for me. But if I were you guys who are just getting started in this, there is a CX or a UX version of this stadium that comes with Buster Drawn and Drawn Buster and Wizard Rod. Wizard Rod. And that set is a good set to get. You get Wizard Wand, 570, and Disc Ball, and then you get Drawn Buster, 160, Accelerate. Decent parts that are still usable for today's meta. Then if you get the CX version, you get the CX parts. I forget which ones they are. I think it's Dark Perseus and Wizard Arc, but I could be wrong. But either way, those would be the two I would tell you to go out and get if you're just getting started, because like I said, for the Takara Tomy, you get the Takara Tomy Stadium, 2 launchers, and the 2 bays. Other than that, you guys, it was just another fun piece to add to the collection, more content for you guys. And with that being said, as always, please continue to like, comment, and subscribe. With that, 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Have a great evening.